Unfortunately, we don't know why he was in such a place, but the Ponyville police force found his body there, and with the evidence and an eyewitness account, they were able to find his killer, Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash.
Can you please share with the court the evidence that points to Miss Dash's guilt?
Mutta eikö se lautakunta, koska tulee se olla pelkkää tuomaria?
We'll finally have some light shed on what exactly happened.
Ace Swift was electrocuted and killed instantly as detailed in this autopsy report.
Electrocuted? That is a peculiar way to die.
Electrocution? But how? The crime scene was in a clearing. I saw no electronic devices or anything of that nature.
Let Trixie finish, you dunce!
Ugh.
There was also a fresh, sizable burn mark on the back of the victim's neck. Unfortunately, we couldn't find the cause of it.
A burn mark?
That wasn't the cause of death, though. It was the electrocution that did him in. The investigators found decisive evidence pointing to Rainbow Trash as the assailant in this crime.
And what was that?
A storm cloud found right above the crime scene is what we believe killed Ace.
Objection!
Niin.
A storm cloud? You call that decisive? How could you place blame on my client for that?
Phoenix
Unless you're honestly suggesting
Phoenix?
Rainbow Dash can move around clouds and make them shoot lightning at will.
Mä sanoin, että ole hiljaa. Sillä...
Why is everyone staring at me like that?
Oh, Mr. Wright.
What's her problem, Twilight? She can't honestly think someone can control weather. It's ludicrous.
You have to be the biggest imbecile Trixie has ever laid eyes on.
Mr. Wright,
Se on
that's
mahdollista.
Pegasus' job here in Equestria. It's sort of what they do.
What?
They schedule and control the weather, Phoenix. When it rains,
Ne hallitsee
snows,
säätä
hails.
Equestriassa. Paitsi Everfree
That's all
Forestissa ne ei
Pegasus
hallitse
can do.
mitään.
Oh.
Kukaan ei hallitse Everfree
Sorry,
Forestia.
my mistake.
Trixie knew you
Sun
were
kannattaisi vähän ottaa
incompetent,
maan
but this,
tavoista vähän selvää ennen kuin
this will
mitään
be a
tekemään.
walk in the park.
Ja mitään sanomaan tossa
The
oikein.
defense will refrain from any more outbursts or they will be reprimanded.
No, virheitä
Maybe you
sattuu,
should
ei sille
have,
voi mitään, mutta
oh,
heiltä on
I don't
oikeudenkäynti.
know, studied.
I said I was sorry.
When a Pegasus sets off a cloud, the first bolt will always strike directly under it. This particular storm cloud bore
Niin,
hoof
lightning
marks of
bolt
the
sanotaan
rainbow-colored loser in the
tappaneen
defendant chair.
Agein.
I'll show you who's a loser, you two-bit fraud.
Order! Order in the court, I say! The defendant will remain seated during the duration of the trial.
This is a disaster.
Naturally, the body was discovered directly under the storm cloud in question. Trixie believes this is a pretty open and shut case.
As do I. There aren't many ways to be electrocuted in the middle of the forest. Well, there was that one incident when I was camping with the bug zapper. It nearly fried my beard off.
I never saw the judge as an outdoorsman.
I'd like to ask some questions.
Fine then, Mr. Wrong. Ask away.
It's right. First off, how were the police notified of the murder? It was in the middle of a forest, right? Who reported it?
It was quite peculiar, actually. Prior to the crime,
raportoi
the
siitä?
police received a vague tip that wished to remain anonymous. They are being questioned more thoroughly in the advent of the murder, though.
What was this tip?
All they said was, something
Sori,
big
jos mä en
is
keksi
going
tähän
down in
mitään
the Everfree
sanottavaa, kun mä
forest.
yritän niitäkin
That's it?
keksittyä. Minä
Trixie
yritin
told you
sitä
it was
sanoa
vague.
juuri. Yritän
And due to
keskittyä
the
tähän saakelin
attitude
tekstiin.
of this anonymous tip, the police didn't respond as quickly as they could have, since the tip failed to specify a time when something big was going down.
Isn't that negligence?
Going
They could have saved someone's life.
down.
This is true, Miss Trixie. The police force should have responded to this tip more responsibly.
Okei, ei.
If you were to meet this anonymous tip, you'd take them as seriously as the police force did. Any more questions, Mr. Wrong?
I told you it's right. I do have some questions regarding that cloud, though.
Sun pitää tottua
How
siitä,
many
että
times
seksi on
did the
vähän
storm cloud
kusipää välillä.
strike? I noticed 2 charred areas that were quite a distance apart from each other on the crime scene.
3 times. After the cloud was activated by, you know who. The cloud operates by itself, firing lightning gradually whenever it wants, but never in the same place twice. It was only large enough to hold 3 bolts of lightning.
3?
The first bolt was directly under the cloud where the late Mr. Swift lay. The second one, we don't know where it hit.
Objection! Wait, then maybe...
Objection! Trixie knows what you are going to say, and it's not going to work.
But-
The investigation team combed the entire perimeter of the crime scene and didn't find any indication the bolt hit the ground or
Täytyy
any
sanoa,
trees
että
in the
Trixie on aika
storm
hyvä
cloud's
tässä hommassa,
proximity.
ettei voi muut
It's
sanoa.
truly a mystery where this bolt of lightning went.
Hey, then what if it...
Ace was also wearing a lightning-proof suit that protects the body from lightning, standard issue for all participants in the Equestrian 500. It protects Pegasi from lightning when flying at high altitudes. The only reason the first bolt killed him is because it was aimed with precision at one of the exposed parts by rainbow trash.
I think that...
If the second bolt hit Ace directly, it still would have touched the ground, leaving burn marks like the one under the cloud, even if he were struck while in the air.
The
Niin sen takia
prosecution's
siellä maassa oli
logic is
polttomerkki.
very sound, so I
Suorasanaisesti.
must overrule the defense's claim.
But I didn't get to say anything.
Fine, then what were you going to say, Mr. Wright?
Exactly what she said.
Then the defense's
Trixie on
claims
hyvä.
have been doubled.
Ei voi muut sanoa.
What about the third lightning bolt?
Since
Kolmas.
the storm cloud was important evidence, it was left on the scene undisturbed, and the investigation team witnessed the final bolt take down a tree east of the crime scene.
Niin,
As
se oli se
Trixie will show
puu
you
joo,
on the
mikä siinä oli
diagram of this
kaatunut
clearing.
siinä paikassa.
Right here is where the first lightning bolt hit, directly above the body. We know it was set off at 8:40. The second one is a mystery. We don't know where it touched down, but we are sure a bolt of lightning left that cloud at 8:50. The
Vasemmalle.
third bolt touched down at 11:35 p.m. when the investigation team was on the scene, so we can completely rule it out of the crime. It just took down a tree right here.
So that's what happened to that tree.
But how are you so sure of the time the first two lightning bolts touched down?
We were able to use cloud ballistics to confirm the second bolt left the cloud at exactly 8:50.
Cloud ballistics? You've gotta be joking. I better not question it though. I don't want a penalty.
And the first?
Niin et halua penalttia.
That's where Trixie's eyewitness comes in.
It must be Fluttershy.
Since the first bolt was manually set off by a
Hän asuu
Pegasus,
Flemish
cloud ballistics
Forestin
can't
vieressä,
confirm
niin
when
hän
it
on
was
voinut
fired,
kuulla
but
ne
luckily we
lightning.
have an eyewitness who
Ne
saw it.
salaman iskut, sanotaan näin
I
suoraksi.
wish to hear a testimony from the eyewitness. Please bring them out.
Mutta eihän Fluttershy
Very
halua
well.
puhua silloin mitään. Toivottavasti se alkaa puhumaan jossain vaiheessa, niin saataisiin jotain
State your
tietoa.
name and occupation, please.
Huh?
Where's the witness?
I'm down here.
That voice.
Who is that? I thought Fluttershy was going to be the witness.
Apple
I
Bloom.
think it's my friend's
Ääni
kid
on sen verran
sister.
tuttu.
What does she have to do with this?
Your
My
guess is as good as
friend's
mine.
sister.
Perhaps we should get some
Yeah,
boxes
Applejack.
for the witness to stand on.
Miksei Applejack
There,
muuten ole
much
mukana
better.
tuolla?
Howdy.
Oh, aren't you the most adorable little thing?
Now then, witness, state your name and occupation.
Pysyn
My name is
housuissa, your
Apple,
honor.
and I'm a cutie mark crusader.
Ja kovaan ääneen.
QT Mark. What? I did my research at Equestria, but I never came across anything regarding crusaders.
What the heck is a cutie mark crusader, Twilight?
It's hard to explain.
We were informed
Sä
by a
et
resident of
halukaan
the Everfree Forest this filly was
tietää.
walking home the night of the murder. Sure enough, she witnessed the first lightning bolt. The witness's occupation doesn't matter, though. What's important is what she...
What are you talking about? It does matter. As a cutie mark crusader, it's my duty to crusade my talents everywhere so I can earn my cutie mark. Even if 1/3 of the team is here.
I'm so confused. What on earth is a cutie mark? Is it the nickname of her boyfriend Mark or something?
A cutie mark is a symbol ponies earn when we find our special talent. For example, the stars on mine represent my expertise in magic and love for stargazing.
That's just... strange.
Actually, I wonder what my cutie mark would be. Maybe a hand pointing an index finger filled with righteous justice. That would be amazing.
Phoenixkin alkoi vähän miettiä, miltä se munoma näyttäisi
Sweetie,
tässä maailmassa.
your job is to testify just like
Mitäkin olen
Trixie told you
miettinyt
to
sitä, miltä
earlier.
munoma varmaan
Hey,
näyttää.
what are you?
Mutta eihän mä tiedä, mikä on mun
Me?
erikoisosaaminen,
Stop
niin se voi olla
ignoring
sillä
the great and powerful Trixie!
tyhjä peppu.
Yeah, you. I've never seen anything like you before.
I'm a human.
A human, huh? Is that your job?
No, that's my species. I'm a lawyer if you're wondering what my job is.
A lawyer? What's a lawyer?
A lawyer argues points and theorizes to defend someone in trouble.
Your job is to argue?
Well, yes, I guess it's kind of like that.
Eihän Apple
I
Bloom
knew
koskaan
it. There There's a cutie mark for arguing. Wait till I tell Scootaloo. We were going about it all wrong. We can be cutie mark crusader lawyers.
The future of criminal justice is looking pretty bleak right
Ei
now.
koskaan opi
Witness,
tota.
let's get back on topic.
Ei koskaan.
Testify as to what you saw last night.
No. I'm losing valuable crusading time because of you. This is boring.
What?
I don't have to
No
listen
voi se
to
vähän
you.
olla lapselle
You're that
boring,
snotty
niin
show-off
toi
Applejack
oikeudenkäynti.
told me about.
Snotty? Why, you...
You tell her, Apple Bloom.
I'm actually kind of enjoying this.
The defense will wipe that stupid grin off his ugly mug and the witness will cooperate.
Witness, can you please testify for us? Then you can do all the crusading you want. It won't take long at all. Besides, maybe you're a cutie mark crusader witness testifier.
Your
Voi
Honor,
jumala,
how much
mutta
shame do you have left?
vanha
after
ei
saying
harppu
something like that?
rauhoitut se jo.
Hey, I
See,
think you're
that's-
right, mister. That cutie mark is as good as mine.
All right, witness. Tell every pony what you told Trixie earlier.
Fine then. Cutie mark crusader witness testifier. I went to Sagara's place in the Everfree Forest to help her brew some stuff. After we were all done, I walked home along the pathway. Just then, I heard a lightning bolt. It was 8:40, but it didn't scare me. Then I found my way out of the forest and went on home.
So there was indeed
Tuossa on
lightning from
jotakin
around the time of
mätää.
death. Mr. Wright, this
Katsotaan vaan
isn't
eteenpäin,
looking
mitä
good
tässä
for your
tapahtuu.
client.
Please just let me cross-examine this witness, Your Honor.
She's a
Risti
child,
kuulustella.
Phoenix. It might just be an overactive imagination.
I don't think so. I think she's being vague, if anything.
Vague? Meaning she's not telling us everything?
Precisely. I don't think this will be about finding a contradiction.
Niin se ei
more
kerro
than about
kaikkia
digging up
mahdollisia
those extra
yksityiskohtia,
nuggets of
totta.
information.
Kaikki yksityiskohdat pitää
All right,
mahdollisesti
Mr.
mainita,
Wright,
kuten
you
vaikka
may
sää tai
cross-examine the witness.
miltä se tuntui se
Before we
tilanne
begin
ja
the cross-examination,
mistä se
Trixie
kuului
knows
se
all about
ääni
sneaky,
ja niin poispäin.
underhanded
Kaikki
defense
pitää
attorney
mainita.
tricks. If you dare press this innocent and fragile child too hard, you will be punished.
What?
She's right. You better not hurt this sweet little one's feelings, Mr. Wright. I know these tactics all too well. You'll be forced to face the consequences if you do.
Children, the kryptonite of Phoenix Wright.
Jaha.
I went to Sagara's place in the Everfree Forest to help her brew some stuff.
Se Cora place.
Zecora? Who's this?
She's a zebra, a friend of mine who lives in the forest.
There are talking zebras here as well? Oh,
No, se on ainoa. Oh,
And
brother.
you were helping her brew potions.
Phoenix on asiat, voi
What kind of
vittu
I don't
oikeesti.
really know. She just told me to gather some flowers and plants outside the house.
The zebra told us she was making herbal ointments and medicine.
Oho, anteeksi.
Nothing out of the
Se oli
ordinary.
vahinko.
I've heard it all. A
yritin
zebra
laittaa
brewing
pauselle
potions
sitä, vaan piti
is
katsoa
nothing
paljonko
out
tässä
of
on
the
mennyt aikaa.
ordinary.
So what did you do afterward, Apple Bloom?
Well, after we were all done, I walked home along the pathway.
You walked home all alone? I heard that forest was dangerous.
Mun pitää oikeastaan vaan käydä suihkussa tän jälkeen.
Thank heaven she
Nopeasti.
is right. There are terrible
Niin mä
creatures
voisin
in
kuivana
that
sitten
forest.
nukkumaan.
Truth is,
10
I
homma
wasn't
kouluun, että
supposed to
et
be
sä
in
ylös.
there that late.
Mun pitää ennen
I
3
got
olla
grounded
nukkuessa.
when I got home.
Serves you right for breaking your curfew. I mean, you sure are a brave Cootie Mark Crusader!
Cutie Mark Crusader.
Mr. Wright, you are treading on very thin ice.